I got to give you the big moments this guy does. Incredible Hollywood things. He should be out.
The Yankee shortstop went 2 for 2, but National League starter Adam Wainwright said he had something to do with Jeter's first inning, okay? He says, essentially, I was going to give him a couple of pipe shots. He deserved it. He later backtracked when he was asked about it. Take a listen.
It was missaid. I made a mistake about that. I hope people realize I'm not intentionally giving up hits out there. I know this game means something, and I mean, I'm very competitive, and I think I said yesterday I did not want Derek Jeter to get a hit. I think I said it today even before I pitched. So I don't know. I just it's a distraction, and I do not want to be a distraction. I wanted it to be all for Derek, and so if anything is taken away from his moment, then I sincerely apologize.
So he initially told a group of reporters in a tunnel that, you know, he was going to give him a couple of pipe shots, thought he deserved it, his last All-Star game. Obviously backtracking there. Skip, are you buying his backtrack?
I am not buying his backtrack. And Stephen A., I did watch the video of what he told a small group of reporters before he did his national TV interview with Aaron Andrews on Fox. I believe he meant what he said the first time, that he did try to groove a pitch to Derek Jeter. I believe he meant to say it, but here's my caveat to this. Here's my one asterisk to this. Was it possibly wounded pride speaking? Because I remind you, Adam Wainwright walked to that mound with the best ERA in baseball. He's going to do something that every pitcher cherishes. He's going to start the All-Star game. And what happened? He had just gotten rocked as the All-Star game starter. 3 of the first 4 hitters went Derek Jeter double, Trout triple, Cabrera home run. That's 3 of the first 4 hitters. And I remind you, home field advantage in the World Series is still at stake, fortunately or unfortunately, whether you agree or disagree. And I remind you that Adam Wainwright's St. Louis Cardinals still have a pretty good shot of getting back to another World Series. And I remind you that last year, without home field advantage in the World Series, Adam Wainwright did pitch games 1 and 5 and lost both games to the eventual champion Boston Red Sox. So last night, Adam Wainwright had just contributed heavily to the National League, again losing home field advantage for the World Series. And it's possible that he was trying to make a little small excuse like, well, I was trying to groove one to Derek after we applauded him. And I think in his heart of hearts, he did try to groove one, and then he immediately later regretted it because he paid a dear price for what started the onslaught.
Skip Bayless, there are moments when I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I'm embarrassed for our industry. Because I don't even understand. I don't care if he did groove a pitch to Derek Jeter. We saw the moment. It's an exhibition game. It's all-star. It's Derek Jeter's first at-bat. This dude is a 14-time all-star. A career batting average of .481 in the all-star game. What I'm trying to say to you is that it's like, excuse me, the fact that Adam Wainwright should be put in a position where I'm not talking about us speculating as to whether it was a groove pitch or not. I'm talking about the fact that Adam Wainwright was in a position at the Major League Baseball All-Star game to have to explain himself, to apologize, to be in danger of becoming a distraction or whatever the case may be. If you want to sit there and say he grooved a pitch to Derek Jeter, fine. If you want to say that he did it, he did it. So what? I don't care which way, whatever way it is. It was a celebration of one of the great players and arguably the greatest ambassador for the sport we have ever seen. Derek Jeter. And by the way, my boy MJ with Jordan, the Jordan brand, that commercial for Derek Jeter, respect off the charts. It's a beautiful commercial. Let me give my man MJ props on that. But I say that in all sincerity because I'm like, wait a minute. If you want to look at Derek Jeter, I mean, what are you going to say? Derek Jeter has made those hits time and time again. But could he have grooved the pitch? Could Adam Wainwright have grooved the pitch to him? Sure, he could have. So what?
So what?
Why should he?
Why don't you ask Cardinals Nation, so what?
Please, the Cardinal Nation doesn't care that he gave up a hit to Derek Jeter in the All-Star game.
I would beg to differ.
They don't care about that. That's nonsense.
Trust me, you're wrong about that one.
You're wrong about that. The point is that it's an exhibition game. It's All-Stars, the Midsummer Classic. Derek Jeter is being celebrated with standing ovations that's lasted 63 seconds, 2 times over. You know it was one of the most moving moments. Even you opened up by saying how moving it was. And I'm not, again, the debate to me is not about whether the pitch was grooved or not. To me, why does Adam Wainwright have to sit there and literally explain himself as if he's committed a crime?
Okay, but wait a second. I mean, is home field advantage involved or not here?
Yes, it is.
Is it on the table?
So?
Yeah.
So the first pitch of the All-Star game is going to determine it, right?
Well, it didn't help.
And let me tell you something.
I think they lost the game in the first inning.
Well, maybe if you didn't give it up to Trout, maybe that's a problem. But in the end, the point is, look, so what? It's Derek Jeter. It's the Midsummer Classic. And, oh, by the way, it ain't like he threw the damn ball underhanded, like it was softball.
I agree he had to hit it.
I mean, excuse me. He threw a pitch. Derek Jeter said it best. Still got to hit it.
Right.
You still got to hit it. You got 8 fielders out there for crying out loud.
Okay,
I mean,
but if you want to be coldly objective, Derek Jeter didn't even belong in the All-Star game. I'm happy he's there. It's fine with me.
If he didn't belong in there,
productivity this year,
if he didn't belong up in there, then we can go back to several Midsummer Classics where people didn't belong in there, but they were there because they were being celebrated for who they were and what they have done over the course of their career. We understand you're batting .272. It ain't knocking your socks off numbers or anything like that. But there comes a point in time where longevity should stand for something. There's a whole bunch of people that do debate shows, Skips. There's a whole bunch of people that want to do debate shows. Have they held it down for 10 years like you? There's something to be said for it. Longevity, consistency, day in, day out, bringing the rain.
That's a good point about that.
There's something to be said for that. And we can't live in a society where we're dismissing how somebody and their body of work gets shoved to the wayside.
But I'd like to think I'm not hitting .272 right now. I'd like to think that.
Yeah, but I'd like
Forgive me for saying
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is this. I'd like to believe that when the day comes, if the day were to come, that you were hitting .272, that a nation of people who aspire to do what you do could appreciate what you held down for years.
But I would not want you to toss me any softballs.
You know
if
what?
I was hitting .272.
You never. Hey, listen. We've had on this show where softballs was tossed to us from time to time because it was an off day, it was a lighthearted day, etc., etc. That's what I view the Midsummer Classic as being.
Is this game ceremonial or does it count? See, that's your problem. If it counts, then I got to hold him accountable.
It's both. It counts. But for Jeter, it was ceremonial. That's why he was pulled out in the fourth inning.
Okay, to me, it counts. So I'm going to hold Adam Wainwright accountable.
It was ceremonial for Jeter.
You're so tough. You're a tough guy.
Come on. I think there are a whole lot of folks out there.
We got to go to break. You lucky.
Oh,
you lucky because he was going to give it to you.
I almost sent you to General Hospital on that.
Uh-oh.
I'm going anyway.
I hope not.